Hello everybody. So quick video today to talk about digital credit, of course, finding its cruise speed. It seems like 11.5% for stretch will be the cruise speed going forward. As you can tell, he's ATMing again today with the stock repeatedly hitting 100. This is a big deal because this puts an end to the bear argument. The bear argument is, oh, they will have to keep raising the yield to infinity. Well, no, it seems like the balance was found at 11.5%. This is a really big deal. Also 11.5%, that yield should remain high for many years because, you know, you can only drop the yield by 0.25% if there were to ever be rate cuts coming up, with optimism generally in the market right now about possibly a ceasefire in the Strait of Hormuz and all of the stocks bouncing back. So this is a pretty big deal. Another big deal happened yesterday in the form of SATA. Of course, SATA was ATMing yesterday. SATA is Strive's preferred instrument. My guess is there will be more preferred instruments added to this list as digital credit grows and keeps growing and keeps being adopted and keeps being liked by market participants. I want to talk briefly about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up a lot and strategy is down a little bit. What does that mean? That means that he's using the ATM hard on MSTR. MSTR is ATMing hard right now. That's what it means. And we've dropped the MNAV from 1.2 to 1.12. We're selling $100 for $112, collecting $12. This may seem a little lower compared to 2 weeks ago, but this is still really good. Because, in my view, we need now that stretch is on and now that stretch is working so well, we need to make sure we raise even more permanent capital to back stretch. Otherwise, we will run out of backing for stretch. We will run out of BTC rating for stretch. And 3x more permanent capital for stretch is kind of, you know, my long-term view, my long-term target, what Saylor has been said. So essentially for $100 of stretch, if you want stretch to be super desirable from a credit standpoint, you would want to have 3 times as many Bitcoins backing stretch. Such that if you had a 66% drop in Bitcoin, you'd still be totally fine. And so we have to realize that even if we were to actually raise capital for strategy at a MNAV of 1, just 1x, even if we were to do that, that would actually still be okay to do that, and it would still be accretive because the new Bitcoin, who was added to the balance sheet, can now serve some more stretch, So even if we were to do it at a 1x MNAV, the company MSTR would still grow in size. It would still grow in market cap. It would still grow its Bitcoin bag, against which it can create digital credit. That's why it doesn't bother me at all to see the ATM, and the ATM will keep going. And in fact, I could make an argument that just like for stretch, you want to see a stretch ATM as soon as we hit 101. As soon as we hit 101, you want to see Saylor ATM on stretch. You know, I could make an argument. You want to see Saylor ATM on MSTR as soon as we see a MNAV of 0.01. And we should collect that penny too, because it's about growing the size of strategy. It's about growing the size of a black hole so you can underwrite credit on that black hole, on that bag. And so this is why I am not worried whatsoever. I like this very much, and I know stretch prints, but MSTR is printing shares too, and it's growing the size of the company. The company gets bigger in the indices, it gets bigger in the NASDAQ. The bigger the market cap in the NASDAQ, the more passive flows it gets from the NASDAQ, the higher the odds that it enters the S&P 500 at some point. ATM has so many benefits. And I also want to briefly address shorts. Trending on X this morning, a bigger X account was tweeting, of course, about the major benefit of stretch, which is it can't easily be shorted because if you short stretch, you have to be the one paying the 1%, roughly almost 1% dividend each month on the borrowed shares. This is a big deal that you can't short stretch. You can't short it. Or it's very expensive to short it. It's a big deal. It means that it's going to stay trading at 100 whenever the market allows it, and there's way less manipulation. And also remember that for MSTR will also lose a considerable amount of shorts, a considerable amount of short interest once the convertible debt gets equitized, and this should happen over the next few years. The first dates are coming up for equitization. So well, we still have to wait a few years, but if you have a long-term horizon, this is happening really, really soon. And so the short pressure on MSTR itself could also be stopped as soon as we remove these converts. And lastly, I'll conclude. The markets are up today, so it's a good day for Bitcoin. It's a good day for markets. It's a good day for risk in general. Note how the fear and greed is bouncing back. We're at 23 now on the fear and greed. 33, not 23. We're at 33 on the fear and greed. So we are bouncing back. Lots of optimism today and yesterday in the market. Let's wait for tonight's POTUS speech, and let's hope this is not bad news, right? Let's hope that. But today we are doing very well, and I'm quite happy about it. So, anyways, this was not investment advice. This is not financial advice. This is only entertainment. I'm hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.